Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Tae, that is I_TAEBAE for those of you who do not know. So we are back today with another tutorial, and today is just my soft glam tutorial. I had some more products that I wanted to show you guys. I have some new Morphe brushes along with my Sephora brushes, and I actually did this complete look with brushes only. So I did not use any of my sponges as I usually do for my blending technique. So you can actually see these brushes in full action. Again, here I'll show you again, new Morphe collection. So I used quite a few of these brushes, including eye brushes, face brushes, as well as some of my Sephora brushes, which you've already seen. Some of the new products that we've used today are some products from NARS. We used some products from Hourglass. We had some Patrick Ta products. We had some Morphe products. So, Bobbi Brown, a blend of new things that we have tried today that I really just wanted to show you and show how my techniques are changing and improving, and we're just adding new things to test out and explore. So I hope that you like the look. Again, you get to see the full brows here, so you get a very detailed, in-depth tutorial on how to get this look. So if you want to see how to do this, stick around. All right, so we are going to go ahead and go in with my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's one of my new products that I've been using here lately. I just can't even stress how adding this to my routine has really changed my process. So I'm looking forward to showing you all my new things and you seeing how it has changed the work that I have been doing. So I like a nice moisturized face. It's only going to help with setting all of my products. It's going to help with easing the placement of those products. And for all the powder products that I use, it's going to really help those products absorb and look more natural and airbrushed, if you will. So now I'm going to go in with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. As you know, I was using the Luminous Glow primer that they produced, but I started to find that that particular product would, I don't know if it was because of the brow products that I was using or just the product in general, if it didn't get rubbed out or blended out well enough, it started to roll up on the skin. So for me, I just didn't know what the true cause was for that, and because of that, I decided to just try their original formula, and I'm going to believe that it's probably going to work wonders, no different than the other one, because I did like the way that product worked. It certainly feels great. I feel nice and hydrated. I feel nice and moisturized. Now that we have primed our face, set our face, I'm going to go in and start working on my brows, and we're going to start off by setting those. I use Patrick Ta's brow gel. And we're going to just brush the brows in the direction that we want those to lay. Now that our brows are set, we're going to go in with our brow pencil. I have a couple of different brow pencils that I use. As you know, I have two soft black pencils that I've used, which are just from the typical drugstore. One is Palladium and the other one is a boutique pencil. Nothing too fancy about it. But another pencil that I've been using that I've picked up is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I'll show you that. So on one end it has a spoolie, comes in handy of course, and then the other is a nice fine point brow head. So this is more of a cream product, not something that I would be able to sharpen, and I really like this for now kind of defining that line and getting the shade of my actual brow. So that's what we're going to start off with doing by creating the shape that we want. For me, I like to start at the base of my eye. It just is easier for me to kind of see where that brow bone hits and kind of where I want that brow to start. And we're going to do the same thing at the top of the brow here. Now I'm going to take my spoolie and I'm just going to kind of brush that through just so that that line isn't super heavy. Just switch over and do the other brow. And as you see, I never take my brow pencil all the way to the beginning of the brow because I like that naturalness of how sparse it looks. So ideally, when I'm filling in my brows, I'm going to try to create that same effect as I'm penciling in the rest of that brow in that area. More sparse, not so heavily saturated with color. Alright, now we're going to go in with our soft black pencil and we're going to just fill in that inner area here, but we're going to do hair-like strokes. Very fine, like very sparse. Now that I have penciled in the brow to my desire, I am going to go in and put a little brow glue. Now again, this is just the perfect brow glue that is from the beauty store here. Nothing very fancy. I'm actually running low. I'm just going to lightly run this through the hairs just to set that pencil that was applied. Again, this is going to pick up a little bit of that color so that it's not going to leave it so dark, but you do want to apply this gently because the pencil will still smudge at this point. As you can see, I'm more so doing more of a pressing motion on these brows opposed to drawing. What we're going to do now is take our NYX eyeshadow base and we're going to use this to clean up our brow line. I know some people like to use a concealer. I prefer more of a eyeshadow base, honestly. It's I have a little more control. Most concealers are more liquidy, so this just provides more control if I have more of a cream base concealer, if you will. So Sephora number 12 brow brush. I don't know if you guys can tell that eyeshadow base just sort of just blends right on into my eye palette. It looks very natural, very clean, very subtle. Don't need a whole lot of product. I think really the less product you use, the better. You're just really trying to get a nice clean line for that brow there. So we're going to go ahead and go into the other brow and do the exact same thing here. know that's very subtle and you guys probably really can't see that, but it's all in the details. As you know, I do not do the top brow. It just doesn't look as natural as I would like to. So I like a little bit lighter underneath, my natural skin texture up above my brows. And what we're going to do at this point is we're going to take a little bit of our Fenty Beauty loose setting powder in the shade of Banana. And we're going to go ahead and set our brows. We're going to go in with one of our Morphe powder brushes here. As you can see, it has a little bit of length there. It's more rounded. It's going to be great for setting the brow and right above that brow bone on the underbrow. Now that we have set our brows in our under eye area, we're going to conceal this little spot here. It's been bothering me all day. This is going to be closer to my skin tone here. This is called Dune Vanish. We're going to apply just the tiniest amount there. Just to get her nice and covered. We'll go in with my Sephora No. 2 concealer brush. I'm just going to blend that out. Right. Now that we got her blended out, we're going to take that brush that we used to set our under eye again by Morphe, and we're just going to go ahead and set this here with a little more of that banana powder there. Just so that that doesn't move on us. Now that we have done that, we're going to go ahead and go in with our foundation. Today, I do still have a little bit of my, usual Fenty Beauty in the shade of 13, but again, we have some new brushes that I want to use, and I also have this new NARS product I've been wanting to get my hands on. It is in the shade Syracuse. So we're going to give that a go and see how that goes. And we're going to be using our Morphe foundation brush. So this is another new brush that I have. It's more of a flared out angled brush, if you will. So I don't know if you saw my Sephora brush. I liked the Sephora brush that I did use. It did give me the amount of coverage that I wanted. However, again, I did think that it spread it too much, and that's because, again, once the brush hits you, it expands and pushes that product everywhere, opposed to just the spots that you want it to. And for my more natural glam looks, which this is more of a soft glam, I like for my skin to still show through. So we're going to be using a different brush today and see how that goes, along with a different product. Because this is a new product, I'm not going to just apply this directly to my face. We're going to apply this to the back of my hand and go from there. Well, I have to admit, I like this Morphe brush. It is very good, and I really like what I'm seeing with the NARS foundation. I think that it is definitely even to my skin tone, and it's definitely giving me the coverage that I was looking for. So I'd have to say I'm quite impressed with that. So we're gonna go in now, and we're gonna set our face with our Pat McGrath Labs in shade medium. We're gonna go in with our Sephora powder brush to go ahead and set. We're gonna start with our usual and go in with our Fenty Beauty Cutie Caramel Bronzer as our base shade. And we're just gonna lightly apply this here, just to give us just a little base here, just a little color in our crease area. We're gonna then take our Nude Ambition palette from Morphe. As you can see, it has all of our nice nude shades here. And I think we're gonna just play with a lot of these natural colors just to give us just a nice, clean, soft, natural look on the eyes. I think we're gonna start off with Naked Eye. It has some more of those amber tones here that I wanna kind of play with, and we're gonna start there and hit it in the outer corner of the eye first. So we're gonna use one of our detailed round eyeshadow brushes from Morphe. Like I said, we're gonna go in with that Naked Eye here. I'm just gonna lightly tap that. Really diffusing that color out there so that it looks as natural as possible on the eye. And now I'm gonna go in with this precision brush here. And we're gonna hit right underneath this brow bone with this lighter color shade here. Now we're gonna pause on the eyes for just a moment, and we're gonna go in with our contour. We're gonna go ahead and contour our face. I'm doing something a little different today. We are still using our same Fenty Beauty, but we are gonna actually go in with a brush and contour our face versus using a sponge like we typically do. So there's that. We have our angled contour brush by Morphe. trying to also get into the groove of the less is more concept, not needing so much product and just applying it literally in the places where it's necessary. Going back for more if you need more versus applying so much and not being able to remove it is really where what we're trying to achieve here. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So now that we have that contour set, we are going to go ahead and go in with our Huda Beauty, our cream blush in the shade of Cotton Candy. Here at the top, and just a little on our chin here. And we can use our blush brush from Sephora here. That is number 4. Lightly tap that on in. Okay. Now that we have set that blush, we are going to go in with our concealer, and we're going to start off with our Hourglass concealer here. This is in the shade of Dune. And then for highlighting purposes, we're going to use our Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in the shade of 300. And I'm going to use that just in the center of my forehead here, and I'm going to use that in the center of my nose and just let that sit. We're going to start off by blending out our concealer underneath our eyes and around our face, and we're going to use our Sephora concealer brush. That is number 2 here. Stunning, stunning, stunning. We're going to use our Fenty Beauty Caramel Cutie bronzer to go ahead and set our contour. Now that we have set our contour, what I would like to do is go in with our Patrick Ta. She's a Doll, a cream blush that we're going to start off with, and we're going to use to go over and hit our cheekbones just to reinforce that. So we're going to go back in with our number 4 blush brush from Sephora, and we're just going to go into that cream there. We're just going to hit our cheekbones lightly. Same thing on this side here. Just the high points of, again, where the light would hit. Now from there, we are going to go in with our Fenty Beauty concealer, and we're going to double conceal under our eyes for brightening purposes. And we're going to be using the shade of 300. Just going to slightly hit this corner here. Nothing too massive. Again, just to reinforce that, give us a little bit of brightness. And we are going to go back in with our number 1 concealer brush, just because that already has product on it, and it's also going to blend that product in with the new product that we just placed. So it'll make it look more seamless, more natural looking. I sometimes have to tell myself to relax my face because I like to do my makeup in its natural state, opposed to, again, lifting my brows and then it moves the makeup. So try to keep that in mind if you're one of those people. I tend to do this all the time. As you know, I need to go in and I need to set. So we're going to go in with our banana powder here, and we're going to set right underneath our eyes and set those places where we just concealed our face. Now that I have set, I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush again and just bury some of those spots where that powder sits, where the transitions happen, any harsh lines, just to kind of make sure that nothing is there. We want a nice seamless airbrush look. I am going to take some contour so that we can contour our nose. We're going to use our eyeshadow palette to do that because we want to make sure that we're not using any cream liquids that are going to disturb what we have here for our highlight and for the base of our face. We're going to go in with the same shade that we use for our base, which is our bronzing color Caramel Cutie with Fenty Beauty. And we're going to take this little precision pencil here and we're going to use this to kind of contour. I'm just going to bring that down in here. We're going to take this shade Raw Talent here, which has this nice rosy color, and we're going to take this and brush this right up against our upper eye in here. Just to add some more dimension, a little bit of tint and color, to really bring that eye color together. Really marries that face, and I think that it marries it with the blush. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bake underneath our eyes here. And we're going to use our translucent one size setting powder. Also going to bake underneath our contour here, just to really reinforce that as well. And as you see, I am going up in a curve motion here as I'm baking this. And it's really just to reinforce the shape of the face, to get that nice cheekbone look there that you want while being also snatched. And just a little bit here in the center of our head. All right, and we're gonna just let that bake for just a little moment there while we blend out our concealer on our nose, finally. Just going to reinforce that by adding a thin layer of powder on the center of our nose as well. All right. While that's sitting, we are going to go back in with our Patrick Ta, She's a Doll. And we are going to now go in with our powder to set our blush. We're going to go in with our Precision powder brush from Morphe, and we're going to go with that. Yeah, I think this is the move. Yeah. We're going to just set that. And again, I'm just reinforcing those places where I applied it earlier. A little bit on the nose there. We are going to go ahead and we're going to dust off our powder now. And we're going to go in with another Morphe brush of ours. And this is just another powder brush, but this is a clean powder brush, and we're just going to, again, dust off the baking powder. And now I'm going to just take our blush brush that we use. I'm not adding any more blush, but I am going to go ahead and just reinforce where I like to have that just a little bit underneath the eye. So we want to kind of bring that together here just a tad bit. Again, it's going to connect with our eye. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then we're also going to go back in with our Pat McGrath in the shade medium just to kind of hit all of our face once more, just to bring everything back together. Just again, marrying all these products together. So we're gonna hit all of our face here with the Pat McGrath. Now that I have done that, I am going to take our eyeshadows here and I want to go ahead and dust underneath our eye. So the first brush that we're going to start off with is our brush that we use for our contour, the base, and we're going to just kind of dust that underneath our eye here, all the way through. We're going to also apply some of that rosy shade, it's called Raw Talent, underneath our eye. But I think we are going to use a different brush because I need something just a little bit tighter underneath the eye so that we can control that better. So we're going to go in with this brush here from our Morphe set. Beautiful. Now we are going to set our face here, get some of these products to just really melt into one another. And we're going to start off with our D'Alba setting mist. And then we're going to go into our All Nighter by Urban Decay. And finally, our One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. Thank you guys so much for stopping by to my channel. It is always a blast as usual. Today's makeup tutorial was so much fun. I got to show you so many new things that I've been trying and playing around with, showing you how to utilize some of these brushes that I've gotten. It's just been a fun experience and just nice to be able to let go and just play, honestly. I find this to be very therapeutic and I hope that you do too. I hope that you picked up several tips from this tutorial and I hope to see you all again. So thank you for stopping by and I look forward to seeing you.